Hello everyone, this is Himanshu Khatri and this is a small video on NATO. Why we are talking about it? Because recently NATO chief said that Ukraine will be joining NATO and therefore NATO will be knocking on the doors of Russia. Now, how did NATO got created? After the World War II Cold War began, which was being fought between US and USSR, US was capitalist, USSR was communist. Now, Europe got divided into a set of capitalist countries and communist countries, and Germany was at the border of this communist world and capitalist world. Therefore, Germany was divided post World War II into 4 occupation zones. Now, interestingly, Berlin, the whole of Berlin was part of East Germany. So there was this weird contrast that there is capital system in West Berlin, whereas there is communist economic system and political system in East Berlin. So Stalin obviously wanted that since the whole of Berlin is surrounded by communist territory, so therefore Berlin in total should be given to the USSR, right? But US did not allow that. In fact, US put pressure on Stalin that whole of Germany should be unified into a single capitalist Germany. Now, Stalin was not ready for that. And there was a US policy of strengthening the capitalist world so that they are being economically rich, they can have ability to fight any war which is imposed upon them by the communist world. Therefore, Britain, France, and US they started working for economic prosperity of West Germany as well. And the first step was that they brought a new currency. New currency replaced the old currency which is common to the whole of Germany, right? And this new currency was backed by US economy. So therefore there was huge demand for this currency. And the people of East Berlin, they started changing the currency to new currency. Therefore, as a result, what will happen? The demand of the old currency will crash. Now, this was not just embarrassing, but also a economic crisis for Stalin, right? So therefore, what they decided that they are going to blockade Berlin. That is, they are not going to allow access to Berlin from West Germany. Stalin wanted to pressurize the US, Britain, and France to give West Berlin also to East Germany. West Berlin will starve because of lack of supplies from the West Germany. That was the plan of Stalin. Now, what US did continuously for one whole year sent supplies, food supplies, and other kind of supplies to West Berlin by air, challenging the USSR that if you have the guts, then go ahead and blow up my airplanes and then be ready for war, right? We are in 1948. USSR still does not have atomic bomb, which it developed in 1949, whereas US has used atomic bombs in 1945 against Japan, right? So therefore, this continues for whole 1 year. However, at the end of it all, when the blockade was lifted by Stalin ultimately, US realized that had USSR gone ahead with decision of a war, then apart from the atomic bomb thing, US was not ready to fight a war so far away from home. And therefore US decided that it needs a local military command. And therefore NATO was established in 1949, bringing together militaries of all the capitalist countries, that is US and the Western Europe together under a single command so that they can coordinate really well if there is any war in Europe imposed by USSR. So therefore that's how NATO 1949 got created. It works on the basis of collective security principle. What is collective security principle? It means it is a defensive kind of a military alliance, NATO, and if any member of NATO is militarily attacked by a foreign power, that is a non-NATO member, then all the other friends, that is all the other members of NATO will come to military assistance of that particular country and the whole NATO countries will be at war against the aggressor. So therefore this is Article 5, that is principle of collective security, which recently Putin mentioned. So that's how NATO got created. Thank you. God bless you. Happy learning. Take care.